A package marked Return to Sender. My neighbor is one of those wannabe YouTube personalities. Over the years, I've seen him snort cinnamon, lie on the hood of his car as it rolled down the driveway, and scream epic win or epic fail over basically nothing. It got exhausting. So when he knocked on my door, said he'd be away for a few weeks, and asked me to get his mail, it was honestly a relief. I wouldn't have to brace myself for another one of his stunts bleeding over into my life. Things were quiet for the first few days. He got the usual junk, bills, spam, a card or two. Then one evening I came home to find a large cardboard box on his porch. It had Return to Sender scrawled in red across the top. I'm not a small person, but the thing was heavy. I managed to drag it across the street to my place, but there was no way I was getting it up the stairs. I decided to stash it in my garage. My car doesn't go in there. The garage door barely works, and it's easier to just leave the car in the driveway. I should have set the box down while wrestling with the door, but I had a good grip and didn't want to lose it. On the third kick, I lost control. The box slipped and hit the ground. I heard a crack from inside. Shit. Hoping I hadn't broken anything important, I shrugged it off. I'd let my neighbor assume it happened in transit. I got the door open, dragged the box into the corner, and forgot about it. That is, until the smell started. At first, I thought a skunk had died under the house. It was that same sickly sweet funk. But instead of fading, it got stronger. Eventually, I traced it to the garage. The second I opened the door, the stench hit me like a wall. The only thing new in there was that box. I figured it was spoiled meat, some subscription box left to rot. The bottom had gone soggy, which meant I couldn't just drag it back out or I'd end up repainting the garage floor in meat juice. I'd have to open it and clean it out in pieces. Dreading the task, I grabbed scissors and gloves and got to work. The tape sliced easily, but as I pulled open the flaps, a wave of heat and rot slammed into me. It wasn't just bad, it was evil. Piss, sweat, decay, something beyond rancid. I gagged, stumbled back, and ran outside for air. The stink clung to me. 3 showers, a change of clothes, and an entire can of air freshener later, I could still smell it. The box had to go. I re-entered the garage with gloves, a garbage bag, and a clothespin over my nose. But once I opened it fully, I realized I wasn't going to be bagging meat. Inside was my neighbor, dead. Not dismembered, just dead. Still curled up like he'd fallen asleep. I backed out and called the cops. They brought me in, naturally. Hard not to suspect the guy harboring a corpse in his garage. But they cleared me quickly. My DNA was all over the box. The stench had permeated my house, but they found one thing that proved I hadn't done it. A vlogging camera, clenched in his cold, stiff hands. The detectives showed me the footage once. I don't know if they were allowed to or if they just felt bad for me, but they let me watch it. He was crouched in the box grinning, filming a mail myself across state lines challenge. He had food, water, flashlights, even a pillow. His friend, someone I'd seen helping him film before, closed the lid and, I assume, dropped him off at a shipping facility. The footage continued over what must have been hours, maybe days. Short clips. Think I'm in a truck now. Warehouse maybe. Still warm, still have food. Then, darkness. A sudden shake and a final crash. The box must have toppled. He let out a gasp and the phone fell sideways. He didn't make another sound. The camera kept recording until the battery died. But here's the part I didn't tell the police. Right after that final crash, right before the footage cut out, I heard something else. A familiar screech. The unmistakable sound of my garage door opening.